Hey guys, and welcome to another segment of Rowserworld. Today, what we're going to be doing is a quick cartoon tutorial on how to draw Chandler from the popular sitcom Friends. So this is going to be the first in the series. We're going to be doing each one of them individually. So you guys, I encourage you to go ahead and check out the other ones that we've also done. For this particular exercise, I am using a Crayola marker, so you can should be able to easily get one of these. I like these markers because of, as you can see, they're very effective when you want to change the width of your lines, like if you want to go from thick to thin. So that's why I kind of like these markers right here. Alright, so in my drawings I generally start with my basic head shape first. If you've watched any of my other videos before and you're a beginning caricaturist, I recommend that you start with this particular style or particular approach, because it's easier to get your picture on paper really fast, and also easier to control your size. It was kind of funny because, believe it or not, as I was drawing these pictures, I had to do them several times before I could get them right on film. And I was actually drawing with a Sharpie marker, but for some reason my lines just wouldn't come out like I wanted them or whatever. And I hadn't been using these for a minute, but then I said I'm just gonna go ahead and put my ego aside and try whatever I can to make it work. And so when I picked back up my old faithful here, the Crayola, everything came out good for me. Okay, so anyway guys, back to the drawing. What I'm doing now is just kind of putting in the facial features. Once again, I do not use a lot of lines in my face. You want to avoid using a lot of lines because it makes your drawing look busy, and it takes away from the cartoon feel that you're looking for in your caricature. Okay, so when you look at that idea, or when you look at your shape, once again, make sure that you see it basically as some type of geometric shape, and then go ahead and draw it. As you've been drawing for a while, there'll come a point where you start drawing kind of off of feeling, which is kind of what I do. That's why I'm able to draw quickly and accurately, because I do not stop to do a lot of thinking. I just look at the shapes and I look at the face, and then I go with what I feel. So at first your drawings are gonna seem pretty robotic at first, but just kind of battle through that phase of it. It will pass, and then you'll eventually start seeing it improve. There's really no secret to this other than to practice. Okay. All right, guys. So we're closing in on the end of our line work. How I approach my drawing is I do it kind of like a coloring book. So I'll do all the line work first, and then once I finish the line work and I am satisfied with that, then I will add shadows to the drawing. So you'll see here where I start to use a gray Crayola, and I'll add shadows to the eyes and to the parts of the face that generally don't get light. So just kind of follow along and use my shadow lines as training wheels. I use the shadow for various reasons. One of the reasons, once again, is to make the shape look like it has depth and dimension. So I look at, for instance, the big head shape. I want it to have dimension. I want the eye sockets to have dimension. I want the nose, and I treat each thing as a separate shape. I also use it to, I don't like to admit this, but I like to cover up mistakes with this marker. So when my shape is incorrect for some reason, if it's off by just a little bit, usually I don't get it all the way wrong, so it's gonna be generally pretty close, and then I'll use my shape marker here to once again correct those ideas. All right, so now I'm using my Sharpie marker. The reason I'm using this Sharpie is because some points in the drawing I like to make a little bit darker than the others, and the Crayola marker doesn't have very dark pigment, so these markers will allow me, the Sharpies, to do a little bit of a darker feel to some of my shapes. now we're going to add the hair. So we're going to start coloring it in. For the hair, I just use a basic poster marker. If you have a crayon, you can use a crayon. Whatever colors you feel comfortable with, because you have to be comfortable with the tool in your hand. Like I said earlier, I tend to switch between different markers because some days my hand just won't accept one of my markers. It's not feeling it today. So you'll be surprised how art is so spiritual. It's very spiritual. It's some days it's going to work, some days it's not. Some days you're going to see good, some days it's not. That's why they say artists are very emotional. So a lot of if your emotions or if your spirit is not right that day, a lot of times your drawings are going to suffer because your spirit isn't. And then sometimes I find it's good to just kind of take a rest and step back from it all. So I might not draw for a day or something like that, but because I love to draw so much, it's hard to stay away from the drawing board. Okay, so we're just about closing out here. We don't have much more to go. We're just gonna do some finishing touches with our fine tuner. That's what I call this marker here when I use them in conjunction with one another. So it looks awesome. I'm very pleased with this caricature after the 50,000th attempt. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video and tutorial. If you enjoyed the video and you want to share it with your friends, please do so. Also, just look in our playlist. We're going to have a playlist, so each one of these people from Friends, if this is a sitcom that you follow, we'll have them in a playlist for you. If you want to have your celebrity or somebody drawn, just message us in the inbox in the bottom of this video. And well, that's it, guys. You guys have a blessed and wonderful evening. I'll be seeing you next time.
Hey guys, I hope that you enjoyed that video tutorial. If you did, don't hesitate, guys, to go ahead and give us a like. Also, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the notifications button. This way, when we put up new material, you'll be the first to know. If you have any questions about our markers or pens or paper, and you'd like to know where I get some of the materials that I use here on my art stream, there's a link in the description below, so you can go ahead and check that out as well. And also, guys, we'd like to welcome your questions and comments so that we can get some new ideas. It's always good to have new, fresh ideas for our next and upcoming videos. Oh, and don't forget to check out these two super cool videos right here. So guys, thanks again for your love and support of our channel. You guys be safe out there. And as always, guys, I wish you happy cartooning.